Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching CBS 19 Plus. Why don't you sit a spell, kick your shoes off, enjoy what we have to tell you here, because we're talking about a break from the 100-degree heat, at least for a couple of degrees or a couple of days, where temperatures will be in the upper 90s. Yeah, I know that's still hot, but it's not 106. In fact, it might not even be 100. It could be 96, 95, maybe up to about 98 here next couple of days. Also, over the weekend, hit and miss sea breeze showers will be possible. Most of the weekend hours dry. Best chance to see these sea breeze showers will be in deep East Texas. Otherwise, you're looking at partly cloudy skies, but muggy. Winds coming off the Gulf out of the south-southeast. Conducive for the sea breeze showers, but also very conducive for very high humidity. And then because of the high humidity and the addition of the 100-degree heat next week, we're going to go with more heat advisories back into the forecast next week. All right, current drought index came out today. Last week, we were talking about how extreme drought had developed and had pushed into parts of East Texas. That was surrounded by severe drought that had gone all the way to the Louisiana border. And then there was that strip of abnormally dry weather where we had that heavy complex of thunderstorms that one Saturday from southern Rusk County into Panola County that produced nearly 7 inches of rain right in there. It was dry enough to take us back into the abnormally dry category. Well, that stayed there today, but what changed as we went over the last 7 days was an expansion of this extreme drought. In the dark red areas, we now have that going all the way up through Rains County into parts of Hopkins County and Kaufman County, and then down to the south into parts of Anderson County, and it looks like it expanded more over Wood and Upshur County. Smith County still in the severe drought, and the severe drought also expanded northward now all the way up to Interstate 30, while deep East Texas stayed about the same with moderate drought. But our San Augustine and Sabine counties, they expanded into severe drought. So a little expansion, worsening of the drought over the last 7 days. Burn bands pretty consistent with last week. Franklin County staying still with no burn bands. Rest of the area, despite some rain on Thursday, we are still under those burn bands. So will be enough rain here in the next 24 hours to get us out of the burn band. Severe thunderstorm risk is there this evening. We have a marginal risk. This has been expanding farther and farther west, and now it goes all the way back to Canton, to Athens, down to Palestine, and to Lufkin. So what could happen? How about an isolated severe thunderstorm? Winds that could gust 40 to 60 miles an hour and maybe some quarter-sized hail. And what's problematic with these types of thunderstorms is that they develop quickly and then they collapse quickly. And it's when they collapse, that's when they produce those 40 to 60 mile an hour winds. Typically, if we're tracking thunderstorms, sometimes they can begin to take on signatures where we know that some stronger winds will be produced by those thunderstorms. In some instances here, we can't see that until the winds are collapsing through the thunderstorm, and then we start to see the stronger, what we call velocity signatures, indicating that there are some strong winds. Rainfall outlook over the next 7 days. This is looking more and more promising. Well, let's go over the next couple of days. Of course, today is Thursday, so today and tomorrow offers up a pretty decent chance to see scattered showers and thunderstorms. We've already seen some today. As we head into the weekend, let's isolate on Saturday. So we're just looking at Saturday. Saturday should be dry except for a few sea breeze showers. Then as we work our way into Sunday, Monday, I think it's the same thing. Sea breeze showers, that's about it. And then totaling it up over the next 7 days, we're generally looking at those heavier amounts here, really from Longview to Henderson over to Carthage, Nacogdoches, and a couple of isolated maybe showers and thunderstorms down toward Crockett. All right, here's future skycast. This is 11 o'clock tonight. Putting this into motion, I want to show you what's going to happen. Overnight, it's primarily dry, and then a band of rain, a little wave of rain moves in from east to west across East Texas tomorrow. So we might heat up to about 97 ahead of those showers and thunderstorms. And then Saturday afternoon, now this is not a widespread, doesn't mean it's going to rain everywhere here, but in this area in light green and dark green, that's where we'll see these sea breeze showers. So at one time, I mean, this whole area could eventually see rain before the whole evening is said and done. But let's say a sea breeze shower develops near the Gulf Coast and it drifts all the way up to Trinity County. That's kind of what this means. This means sort of the movement or a potential of areas to see those scattered showers. And the same thing holds true Sunday. I just think the coverage is a little bit less. So maybe a 30% chance of rain on Saturday and a 20% chance of rain on Sunday. All right, here's the hour-by-hour forecast for Friday. We're likely dry up until about 11 a.m., then a 30% chance of rain through the noon hour, and then we're going to ramp that up to as high as a 50% chance tomorrow evening, with high temperatures climbing into the mid-90s. So the high temperature profile looks like this. It should be warmer to the west. Sulphur Springs at 95. I think we'll have highs in Canton and Athens and Palestine closer to 100. Tyler may sneak up to 97, and we'll be at 94 at Carthage simply because the rain arrives earlier in the day in Panola County and Rusk County. And then over Deep East Texas, it's pretty similar. Center 93, Hemphill 94. You're warmer at Nacogdoches and Lufkin. You're close to 100 at Crockett as it takes the rain longer to move east to west across the area. All right, and then over the weekend, the big ridge of high pressure aloft reestablishes itself so that we're back close to 100-degree heat here by Sunday. And it certainly looks like Monday and Tuesday we have the chance to see 100-degree heat. And it holds this cold front at bay, so we stay right there. 102 Sunday, probably likely close to 100 again on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I think I lowered these just a little bit back down to perhaps about 101, 102, but still right there around the century mark in the coming days. All right, eye on the tropics. Not a lot going on. Over the next 2 to 5 days, no tropical systems are expected to develop. One reason is that we have some Saharan dust in the atmosphere, and that tends to suppress thunderstorm development. There is also still a little bit too much wind shear going through the Gulf to allow any storms to sufficiently form. Not to say there couldn't be some disorganized clusters of thunderstorms moving east to west. You can see that coming offshore here in the Florida Panhandle, and that could drift into the Gulf and eventually drift back toward South Padre Island or Corpus Christi, but nothing organized. And certainly no named storms are expected within the next 5 days. All right, let's talk about the summer travel forecast. We'll start this tomorrow morning. Friday morning, some isolated showers around New Orleans. And then by the heat of the day, we have those showers and thunderstorms bubbling up into the Rockies. So camping in the Rockies, take the rain gear. Southeast looks kind of wet down toward Atlanta. We have a frontal boundary that we just showed you. Stronger storms here near Eau Claire down to Sioux Falls. More monsoon rains up into Arizona and New Mexico. Gulf Coast showers, thunderstorms developing in the heat of the day. Sunday, it should be pretty similar. Florida, the peninsula, seeing the convergence of the sea breeze, showers, thunderstorms. We've got monsoon rains out over parts of the of Arizona and the desert Southwest into the Rockies, all the way up into the northern part of the Rockies. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. And then Monday, more scattered showers and thunderstorms, sort of forming or going around that ridge of high pressure that we talked about, we showed you just a little while ago. That just kind of rotates in and around that for a while. But look at the highs, back to about 103 and 104. All right, Baylor Scott White, Texas Spine Joint Hospital 10-day forecast. So upper 90s tomorrow with afternoon thunderstorms. An isolated afternoon thunderstorm can't be ruled out Saturday, but likely dry for most of us. Then Sunday, mostly sunny. It heats up 100 degrees. 102 on Monday, 101 Tuesday and Wednesday. And then slightly cooler as the ridge breaks down just a little bit. 98 Thursday, 97 Friday, 30% chance of rain Thursday, and again, a week from Saturday. Have a great evening, everyone.